Hi guys, my name is Luke McNair. And before I get into my speech today, I want to ask you a question. So when you think of the criminals and the crimes committed by people such as Ted Bundy and Charles Manson, what do you think that we as a society should do to punish these individuals? And that kind of leads me into my topic that I want to talk about today, which is capital punishment or the death sentence, and how I believe that it should be used in our criminal justice system. While about 50% of Americans don't share my opinion on this matter, I think that it does have an appropriate time and place in our criminal justice system if correctly used. With capital punishment being as highly debated as it is in our country, I believe that being informed and being able to make an informed decision on your opinion about this subject is very, very important, even if you don't share my beliefs on the topic. When considering your stance on capital punishment, it's important to take into account three main points. And the first point that I want to talk about is morality. Now, morality is something that is very individual to every single person. It can vary based on how you were raised, your religious points of view. A lot of other things can affect that. But whenever we talk about the death penalty, there are three main gray areas that people run into whenever they look at it from a morality point of view. The first gray area that we run into is killing a person ever right, regardless of the situation? Regardless of what the person did or the person's past or the person's future, is killing another individual ever right? Now, if you think no, then how do you suggest that we punish individuals that have done such horrible things as Ted Bundy and Charles Manson and the hundreds of other people that are on death row right now? But if you are like me and you believe that there are certain circumstances that warrant punishing another person with murder, then how do we get to decide as a society who lives and who dies? And that kind of leads us into a second gray area, which is, having committed such horrible crimes, does spending a life in prison equate to what these individuals have done? Excuse me. Many life sentences are shortened by things such as good behavior, community service. And with that being said, some life sentences can be bumped down from 20 years down to 12 if the individual has good behavior, if he does or doesn't do certain things in prison. And so you're looking at individuals that have killed and hurt innocent people having the chance for parole in a little bit over a decade. And I don't believe that that's right. The last gray area that I want to talk about is, doesn't killing these individuals make us the same as them? And my kind of point of view on this topic is, whenever they did whatever they did to end up on death row and to end up being even considered to receive the death penalty, they took the law into their own hands. They hurt and killed innocent people and people that were involved in the situation, regardless of innocence or not. They went above and beyond the law, so I don't believe that the law applies to them at that point. The death sentence ensures that these criminals will never have the chance to do any of the horrible things that they've already proven that they are capable of. We're not executing these people for fun. We're doing it to protect others in our country. Having tackled the biggest issue that most people will kind of run into whenever they're trying to make an opinion or form an opinion on the death penalty, we still have a lot more to consider. And the next thing that I want to consider is deterrence. Now, there have been countless studies done over many, many years, not just in our own country and not just in certain countries, but all around the world, that have proven that the death penalty or having a death penalty in place in a certain country deters would-be criminals. Now, as far as percentage-wise, I was not able to come up with a number or a statistic, but these studies have shown that this works. And the way that I look at it is, even if it saves, one innocent person from being hurt, or killed, I believe that it's worth it. Now, the second reason, or the second kind of point in this, is you have to look at it from the would-be murderer's point of view. So I want you to kind of step into their shoes for a minute and say that you were planning on killing somebody. And whenever you're walking through this process in your head, you're walking through the outcome. And so you know that if I kill this person and I get caught, the worst thing that they can do to me is put me in prison where I get 3 hot meals a day and a roof over my head for the rest of my life. And then you compare that thought process to the worst thing that they can do if they catch me is kill me. And I believe that just the logic in that will help deter would-be criminals and help save lives. Now, given the horrible acts that take place to warrant a death sentence, you have to consider more than just the victims themselves. These criminals are hurting the families, the friends, the entire nation of these people, and that's not acceptable to me. They hurt innocent people who many times had nothing to do with the situation that took place. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And in turn, these families of these individuals deserve closure from what happened to their loved ones. Closure for these people is very vital because I need to think about how to word this. It sets the difference between these families being able to move on and take the next step in life to heal themselves and always wondering, what if that person gets out of prison and goes on parole and has the opportunity to do the same thing to other people? And I believe as a country that we shouldn't have to fear these individuals ever getting out of prison. And the only way that that can be truly ensured is by use of the death penalty. So hopefully this presentation has given you enough information to make an informed decision about your topic, or my topic. Obviously, every person has their own belief system, and not everybody's going to agree with me, and I'm not going to agree with everybody. But I encourage you to do your own research and come to an informed decision about it. As a democratic republic, America's citizens have more power than you think. So regardless of whether you agree with me or you don't, I believe that you need to take steps to share your opinion and voice your beliefs, and even talk to your state and local representatives and make a change for what you believe in. Thank you, guys.